Hi guys, and welcome back to another video. I am Michaela Anderson. I like to do different reviews, exploring a more analog lifestyle, etc., etc. All things that you don't want to miss, trust me. So please subscribe and be a part of the community that I'm growing on here. I wanted to talk to you guys about this book, because when am I not talking about this book on this channel? This is Sunrise on the Reaping, and guess what? I finished it, y'all. I finished it, and I'm actually really excited because I am just getting back into reading, and this was the book that broke my, oh my god, I guess it had to be like 4 or 5 years that I've like really read something other than an Instagram caption. It's been about 4 or 5 years. So reading a full book with chapters, I feel very accomplished. So I want to do a little review. This review, knowing myself, I can't shut up, so it probably will include spoilers. And it might be a little chaotic because I just kind of want to chit chat about my thoughts. So I'm just gonna get into that now. I am a really big Haymitch fan. He's like my second favorite character in the Hunger Games universe. When I heard about this book, I was really excited, and it could not have came at a better time because I was looking for a book to get into and I really wanted to start reading again. So if you didn't know, this book is Haymitch's backstory. So this book basically takes us through how we meet Haymitch on the train on the first Hunger Games, where he's kind of like drunk and disordered and disheveled and all these things. This provides that context so that we know. And here's the thing. In my brain, even when I first met Haymitch, I didn't need the context. I'll be popping. Sparkles and I was like, listen, I like this person. You ain't even got to tell me, you know, I could kind of surmise. I mean, the scenario that we were dropped in, he is like a victor of the Hunger Games, and the Hunger Games is known for its brutality. So, I mean, pass the bottle. Like, at the end of the day, like, I didn't really need the explanation as to how Haymitch got to where he is. I could kind of deduce that on my own. But let me tell you, I really like this book. So I've seen a lot of online discourse about it being unnecessary. It kind of just feeling like it's just like another Hunger Games, that sort of thing. One thing I can appreciate about Suzanne Collins is she's not a grift writer. And what I mean by that is she's not going to keep making sequels if they're not important. One of the biggest themes that I enjoyed about this book was the commentary on propaganda. And I think that it's really interesting because one thing about this book that stands out more than the other books and the other Hunger Games is the fanfare, the propaganda, and a lot of the behind the scenes. And let me tell you, this book could literally not be more timely as well, because I feel like it's really an important thing to be aware of when it comes to dictators, their use of propaganda and how they try to keep people in line. And in this book, you know, Snow is really unhinged. Like, I don't want to say more so than the other books, but just like the way that he was moving in this book, especially towards the end, it was giving electric chair.
She is a bitch. Bitch. And in that order.
Like, I could not believe the lengths that he was going to play with Haymitch and Leonore Dove, but like just kicking them when they were already down. Like that was shiesty. He was moving real shiesty this whole book, to be fair. And it's crazy, like the thing that I took away from this book is Haymitch really did feel like everyone around him, or at least in my opinion, he felt like everyone around him had like more value than him. You know, his brother, his mom, his girlfriend, all these things. And he was willing to die for them. Like that was his plan. It's like, oh, okay, like if I could keep them alive, keep them safe, then, you know, death is not a big punishment. Snow knew that. So Snow was like, I'm going to kill all of them and keep you alive. And that's how I'm going to get my lick back. And I thought that was just so evil, you know, like that was just so evil. And to be fair, I really like how this book, and sorry, that was a big spoiler. But I mean, like, you kind of can already deduce that. Like, that's the thing, is like this book is not going to end and happily ever after because it's a prequel. Like the story is not done. Like, there's books that come after this. So obviously this book did not have a happy ending. And it's crazy because like I was kind of anticipating that. Like I knew that these people were going to die. I knew that certain things are going to happen going into it. But it's almost like Suzanne kept us on the line because she was like, yeah, they probably know that all these things are happening. So I'm going to kind of like, not, it didn't feel like she was like drawing it out, but she was being very selective. I would say that, and like the death scenes and everything like that, because it still felt like a shock and a surprise. Especially when Leonore Dove died, I was like, oh, oh, like it was really like, oh, okay. Like I knew she wasn't gonna live because that's another thing. Is like Snow has it out for Covey girls. Like he had his little one too, and now everybody gotta suffer. Okay, like that's the thing that like be sending me. It's because like I've recently rewatched Catching Fire, and I rewatched the original Hunger Games. I need to go to one of the shops and find Mockingjay on DVD because I want to finish out the series. But that's one thing I noticed even in the Hunger Games is like if you see someone in love and if you see someone's happy,
She brings out the absolute worst in people, including me.
it's just really interesting because like with her being Covey, like I knew she was gonna probably not live. Like the odds were there that she was not gonna live, and then also like her ties to Haymitch and the way that President Snow has always like that's like his notorious move. He's always going to use people who you love and care about to try to like get to you. That's one of the reasons why Joanna was so powerful because she was like, I don't really have nobody who I'm hunching on like that. Like you can't really get to me. You know what I'm saying? Like she's like, I don't give a like she was just going for it, right? So she was kind of like just shrugging it off. But people like Finnick, people like Katniss, Peeta, even Gale, like all these people, they have people who they care about. So he was really good at kind of puppeteering them. So kind of some of my thoughts, feelings, and opinions is I really like this book. I thought that the writing was really good in this book. I would give the writing like an 8.2 out of 10. I take back a little bit of points because she killed all the people who I really liked. So I'm a little salty about that. But one of the things that was done really, really well is the emphasis on propaganda. And I feel like that is just so important during this time when it's just like so easily like spread. It's so easily to be influenced. We have access to so many different media forms. Like I feel like we should be aware of propaganda because it's very subtle. Like that's one thing in the book that it touches on. It doesn't have to be like a blinking light in your face. Like it's just subtle. And like Hunger Games obviously is a form of propaganda, but everything that goes on behind the scenes is propaganda too. And just being aware of how propaganda shapes your mind and shapes your reality. I feel like it was a very timely book, and I like it when books reflect what's going on in the real world and when you're able to draw parallels, because I feel like that's when writing is at its most powerful, is when it's reflecting something that's actually going on and something that's actually real and something that we can all like see and be able to give a name, put a finger on, like that sort of thing. I really enjoyed the book. I'm excited to see the movie. I know it's already been cast and it's in the works, so I will be there. I will be there because I want to see like how like especially the Hunger Games translates on film, because Suzanne was very descriptive about this Hunger Games, and I feel like this Hunger Games is very distinctive from all the other ones because of its mutts. Like I just find it so interesting how they're going to translate like squirrels and ladybugs like offing people. Like not that I want to see people get offed, but how are they going to do that, So I'm excited for the Hunger Games in the movie of this book. I'm excited for the actors because a lot of them are new and up and coming, and I'm always excited to see fresh faces. Like the person who they cast for Haymitch apparently is, a newer actor, and so I'm excited to see that portrayal. And there's a lot of rummaging that you know, somehow, some way that Jennifer Lawrence and Josh Hutcherson, people who play Katniss and Peeta, might make a return to the sequel. I don't really see how it will work in this book, in this movie, because these people are not even born yet, or they're very, very little while all this stuff is going on. But listen, I would love to see Katniss and Peeta again. I love them. I love them down. So I'm not complaining. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this review, a little chatty review of this book. If you have read Sunrise on the Reaping, comment down below some of your favorite parts about it. I kind of want to start a discussion because I've been wanting to talk more books with people, but like, I just don't have people to talk to. So comment down below if you've read this book, or if you like the Hunger Games, what maybe is your favorite Hunger Game book or movie. And yeah, without further ado, I will see you guys in the next one. All right, bye. Okay, here's the official tier list. Haymitch, Peeta.
I probably like Peeta a bit more, but it could be either way, 50-50 any day of the week. I could be like, nah, like Haymitch more or Peeta more. It's just about like at the time, like who I feel like, I guess it's like on my mind a bit more. Like when I watch the movies, it's definitely like Peeta more. But then like when I read the books, I'm like, oh, Haymitch is eating. And then sometimes I'm like reading the books, I'm like, no, Peeta's eating. So it's like really, really close. It's like 50-50. So they're interchangeable.
Finnick, Cinna, Effie. Then I'm gonna go Katniss, Prim, and then Gale. Yeah, that sounds about right.